Hey guys, I'm Jalen.
And I'm Casey.
And we're your Christian relationship and marriage experts teaching you how to build a lasting marriage.
And today we're answering a question from one of our family friends who chooses to remain anonymous.
The question is, how do you deal with financial disparity in an age gap relationship? Now, this anonymous family friend is specifically talking about a relationship where the woman is older than the man.
You might know a little something about that.
A little bit. We're going to talk about 3 things that you need to do in this situation. The first thing is discuss your finances.
Yes, that's very important. It doesn't even matter if you're in an age gap relationship. That is something that I believe is prerequisite before talking about marriage.
Yes.
You need to talk about your finances, your expectations about finances. If you have debt, what are your thoughts about having debt?
Yeah.
Do you have a plan? I mean, that's really, really important.
Well, you got to talk about, these are some basic things, and it's
Yeah.
not too taboo to talk about it. Income, debt, expenses, all those things, because you want to get an idea of the person's financial stability because you're tying your life to them on a legal and a spiritual basis. Those statistics give you a picture of how this person thinks about money and handles money. And it's not a judgment of someone's intrinsic value as a human being, but it is a evaluation of how they handle money and how they steward money. And that's very, very important.
Yeah, and even if you find that they have bad credit or they're not really good with money, that's not even really the issue. Is what are they willing to do now?
Exactly.
And that's really important. And are you willing to get on the same page so you can be in agreement about everything moving forward?
The second thing that you're going to want to do is discuss expectations. So once you know where we are right now, we see the playing field. Where do we want to be? Where do we want to go? Where do we see ourselves in 5 years, 10 years? You know, because where you are now isn't where you're going to be, depending on the decisions you make.
And I think based off of the question, it's the assumption that the older one would have more assets, would have more money. That's not always the case, but if it is, when you're deciding to come into a marriage relationship, you have to kind of start fresh and create a plan that works for your relationship, that works for the marriage, and not that I have more, so I have more of a say, or my way or the highway type of mentality. No, you gotta have something that works for both of you, that you both can agree on, and that you both can operate on or operate in seamlessly together as a married couple.
Because even if there is a disparity, when you talk about expectations, you talk about, well, where do we want to see ourselves? Do both of you plan on working in this relationship? Do you want to be able to subsist on one income? Do you both prefer that the man make more money and they're going to set a plan for that? You know, there's offense that can set in when you don't discuss these things and people start resenting each other down the road. But up front, discuss, what do I prefer? What do I want my life to look like? And if you discuss it up front, you can deal immediately with, well, we don't see things the same way and maybe this relationship won't work. If you made it to this point in the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see more content from us suggested to you by YouTube. Also, if you have a question that you'd like us to answer, you can check the description of this video or the pinned comment that we have below. Click that link and submit your question so that we can answer it in a future video. The final point number 3, is to set goals. So if you've made it through all your discussions of your expectations and you see where you want to be and where you want to go and you're in agreement about it, then you got to set goals so that you can actually reach that. And that includes having a plan. So when we say I do, all right, day 1, what are we doing? Because it's not going to happen by itself. So create a plan and get both of you together, pray, seek the Spirit of God, and find out this is the step. These are the steps we're going to take to get there.
For example, it could be, look, we want to save $10,000 in 1 year. Set a goal, set a plan. Just don't say, well, I like to be out of debt, or I like to have this amount of money. Make a plan to make it happen and get God's counsel on that.
In closing, I want to say this. Money is not everything, but it is a very important part of marriage. And there are many people who divorce because of these financial issues that they don't discuss. So talk about these things. And no, just because a man is making less money doesn't necessarily make him less of a man. But that's why you have to discuss these things and find out people's mindsets. Because the amount of money he may be making right now isn't necessarily a deal breaker, but mentality can be. Any financial disparities can be resolved. All that matters is, can we get together, get in agreement, and do the will of God? To help you with getting in agreement with your partner, there's a video we did called Becoming One some years ago, and it's right here on this channel. So if you click this video, you can go ahead and watch that video, and there's plenty of principles in there about getting in agreement and getting the same vision for your marriage. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.